going on? Are we on mute? Oh, wait, are we not on mute anymore? I don't
Wait,
think
we're
we're on mute anymore. Yeah, you guys need to plug in your headphones or something. I don't know, because no, I'm just kidding. Our bad. Oops. Anyway, like we were saying, Apple sell the news, buy the rumor, something like that.
so yeah, let's talk about it quick. The lesson here is simple. First of all, yeah, the major averages are going to have a great day when Apple's up, 6.25%. This is the best day for Apple since November of 2022. But let's talk about how this happened. We're in this massive range. We've been in this range since summer of last year, right? Pretty well defined range, right? Can you see it? See it? Okay. Do you want to make the bet that this range, or some would even call it a top? Remember, we were calling this a top? That was fun. We were drawing this like this,
Mm-hmm.
mostly for the clicks. We knew it wasn't a top, right? We were drawing it like that. Why would that resolve lower? The biggest, baddest company in the world. Why would that break through the lower bounds and complete a bearish pattern in the middle of a bull market for stocks? Doesn't make sense. So at the
Well,
lower bounds, we were confident we put a trade on this one. We were long. Look at the beautiful momentum divergence. Rip back to the upper bounds of the range. Like you said, it looked like they were selling the news. Look at yesterday's candle. Looked like they were selling the news. And this is what you call a Maribozu candle. It's as bullish as it gets. Even it's like a bullish engulfing candle on steroids. We still have 3 hours left of trading today. But again, best day since late 2022 now. Breaking out of this range with authority, mind you, printing an overbought reading. A lot to like here. Apple's looking pretty good into the back half of this year.
pretty good. All right, let's go to the requests. We got a few emails in the inbox. Let's start with those. We'll hit a few, and then we'll go to the chat. Um, let's start with Ari had emailed us actually last week. He had asked about Tensor TNSR. That's a crypto, and WEN. I guess that's also a crypto. When it's not Wendy's, that's also a crypto. But
Spencer, how big are these? Are you screening these?
I don't know. Ari, what are you doing to us, man?
Dude, I don't
All
know.
right, never mind. Sorry, I didn't look those up ahead of time. All right, find us something that's liquid and has some size. Moving on. My bad. Mark likes Teva here and says Teva's been coiling since mid-May. Mark's thinking of adding above 17 and playing it for a run back to $20. I'm talking about Teva, TEVA. Yeah,
Oh,
the generic drug maker.
old school name.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Israeli company.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I looked at this chart. This is fun for me because I remember trading this name long, long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, this is I like this. Nasty top, but that was a long time ago now, right? So fast forward 8 years, and this looks like a sweet rounding bottom reversal. Bearish to bullish, trend reversal, structural low, whatever you want to call it. We'll draw it up like that. I think you have a clear level here. Call that the breakout level. Look at how broke through it. Little retest and a shake, and now we're going. If you zoom in here, this is a nice continuation pattern. Let me just draw a target here because this is where I want to pay myself on this one. So it's still 8 points of upside. Drill in, you see the daily. This is actionable, right? These are the best patterns in the context of an ongoing uptrend, right? Because you only get one trend reversal each cycle, if you think about it, right? So you can only buy that base breakout once each cycle, but you'll get a number of these along the way from peak to trough each cycle, or trough to peak, right? So sweet coil here, breaking out today, up 3.5%. I would call that a pretty decisive breakout. Would love to see momentum register another overbought reading, but it's been living in overbought range above 70 all year. So the momentum regime certainly checks out. A lot to like here. Like I said, I like the target at this cluster of memory from years prior, from 2018 here. That comes in around 25 bucks. So long against these pivot highs called 17 and a quarter, target up at 25. Great chart.
That's what Mark said. Exactly
Great
right.
chart. Love it, Mark.
All right. Joseph asked about
Pay a dividend.
Vertiv
Hold on.
VRT.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I'm just so interested in this Teva right now. They used to
Yeah,
pay.
Teva, that
Huh?
high, I think that all-time high, I think coincides with right around the time I started paying attention to this stuff. Yes, it does. It was like the summer/fall of 2015. Yep. And it was straight down from there.
Weren't they embroiled in some issues back in the day? Was it painkiller stuff? I think.
Yeah, there was some scandal with them.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, look, that was a long time ago now. The reversal is in. I like it. All right, what's next?
Vertiv, VRT.
Mhm. We have been long this one for a while now. Many targets hit. This is like some sort of AI shindig, right? Okay.
Vertiv? No.
Spencer, don't look over here on the left-hand side of this chart.
No. Vertiv is a oh, is that what they're saying it is?
Listen, it looks like an AI stock, so I'm
Maybe
just
that's what they're
curious.
saying it is. I thought it was like hardware. I don't really know what Vertiv does actually.
Spencer,
Oh,
so, so jaded by the AI
data
narrative.
centers, communication networks,
Sounds like AI.
cooling. Okay, so yeah, all right, I can see this one. Like IT and infrastructure. Yeah, I can see it.
Sounds like you approve. You
I
approve.
approve. I approve this message.
Love it. Love it. Spencer on a absolute tear against the AI narrative these days. True skeptic, right? You weren't a believer in 3D printing either, were you? Nobody fools this.
That bubble had already burst by the time I showed up. Thank God.
Yeah, we luckily missed that. Me too, even for the most
Yeah.
part. I came in at the tail end. It seemed like I missed a lot of fun though. Look, the fibs have been good on this one. I think you want to keep using them. We're missing one here. We're missing my 161. There it is. So you can see how the fibs have been good. I just this is one of those charts that's now like burnt into my brain. So you get a nice little stop and pause, a little digestive action. This one may be taking a little bit longer than usual here. I like this little level, right? I think this is giving us something clean and clear to trade against. You got a shelf of highs here. Zoom on in. We want to make the bet that formations like this won't be drawn like this for very long, right? These tops are likely to fail. We do have a little shelf of price memory here from early April, comes in about 87. Maybe jump it there, and then we need prices here. I'm sorry. And then 96 is the 423, and then the next fib will be all the way up at 150. That's it. Strong stock. Hold on.
Huh?
With names like this, I feel like I say the same stuff on here over and over again, but with names like this, cycle leaders, secular leaders, it's more of what you want to focus on is getting in at a logical level, getting a good entry, and planning the trade with some really responsible risk management, right? But strong uptrends like this, and this is Vertiv relative to the S&P 500. Look, just straight higher for more than almost 2 years now. So you just want to find like a responsible way to play it, and then just get in, right? Just get into trends like this. So,
All right. Kevin wants to know, is cancer back, baby? Still got some we're talking about PM, Philip Morris. Still got some overhead resistance from 2017, but looking good to me. Tell you what, don't tell my dad because he loves these dirty, old dividend paying stocks that go nowhere for years.
this is the Vice trade dividend trap. So you
Yep.
get 5% here from good old Philip. It trades like a bond. So just like staples or utilities tend to be, most of them, not talking about the AI utilities these days, but most of the time are not for me because they're defensive, right? Like high quality balance sheet names. They just move slow. It's just low vol. So Philip Morris is that. But listen, something like this for retirement account, 6%. These businesses are so protected, man. You saw it with Juul, how they literally just shut that shit down. It was so popular. Nobody in New York City was smoking cigarettes anymore. It was just Juuls everywhere you looked. They shut that down pretty good. And now you see how they're going after the Zyn? You see this with the Zyn now?
No, I mean, I don't know
I
how. I haven't seen that. How are they? I know it's really popular.
Yes, so they're finding it hard to stock the shelves with it at stores down here. Same problem out in Sonoma. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's getting in the news. Regulators are on the Zyn thing now. So
Yeah.
I think,
Well, that's what all the kids are doing is the thing. Yeah.
and it's just, whenever something comes and messes with cigarettes share,
They
it's
find a way.
amazing. It's amazing what could happen. So look, I just drew this up in like the craziest way because I'm having fun while we talk. Let's use a horizontal support line here. I would draw through some of these peaks. I think 105 works here. You have a massive range. I think the reversal's in, right? Indicate that with the 200-day moving
I
average.
mean, zoom out even further. You can just see the years and years of uh sideways action on this one.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I mean. This is a bond. You get 5%. You could more or less get that in the bond market these days. So I don't know.
Nothing
105.
like a bond with the risk of a stock. Am I right? Am I right? But then to Steve's point, what kind of risk is there really in cigarettes?
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
What's next?
All right. Let's look at for Darcy. I'm wondering about your thoughts on Oscar, OSCR. I'm looking for a longer term hold, dot, 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 6 to 12 months. All right. We all have different definitions of what a longer term hold is. If that's longer term for you, then fine, but that is not longer term to me.
6 to 12 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Damn, this thing has really come back. Last I looked at it, it was like I don't know,
just like
10,
telehealth.
$15.
Is it telehealth? What is it?
No, this is insurance. This is like newfangled health insurance.
Okay. Cool. Listen, insurance. Talk, talk about a good industry to be in. Oscar Health, the reversal is in. Boom.
Damn, look at this one.
I
There were
think
there were really not many stocks that went public in that post-COVID boom with charts. I would argue this might be the best looking chart of all of them.
here it
This
is.
looks incredible.
Does. It looks very good. You got a number of tactical levels that could help you kind of get involved here. I just dropped a VWAP at the year-to-date highs. We're well on our way, right? This base was completed. The primary trend turned higher. I would argue, sometime back in 2023. You see the 200-day moving average curled higher and it's been sloping higher for a long time now. Back above the 38% retracement of the drawdown since IPO, right? So VWAP, for anybody who wants to get involved super early, VWAP, you could jump it right here. See if today's kind of yesterday's candle holds. If we could reverse and hold this level today, I think 20 and a quarter is your earliest entry. 23.50 would be next or confirmation. That would be a new year-to-date high. And if you're looking to add on weakness, maybe back towards this little polarity zone, 18.50. Then from there, it's the old all-time highs. 6 to 12 months. For 6 to 12 months, I think you want those old all-time highs. That should be your target. 37, 36.
I would do one more, then we'll go to the chat. I see actually this ticker is mentioned both from the chat and the email in the inbox. So Celsius for Danny, CELH, which is definitely one of the wilder stocks out there, just in terms of its volatility. This thing went from like 60 to 90 to 60 to 90 or to 100 to 60.
Been around for this long? Is this good data?
Yeah, no, it has been, but it's only in the last, what, 3 or 4 years that's really
Jeez.
really become a thing.
Look at this thing's been around since like '06.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Look, a little bit hard to say parabolic, but this thing's been really good for a really long time. So, first evidence of some sort of change in trend here is always a trend line break, more or less getting that, right? So, a trend line break doesn't mean the trend is going to reverse, but a trend cannot reverse without a trend line break. Does that make sense, Spencer? It's one of
Of
the early,
course, that's pretty self-explanatory, right?
I hope so. It's one of the earliest pieces of evidence that we'll get of a trend reversal, but we never want to like weigh it too much, right? So, kind of moving in that direction for now, breaking this uptrend channel that's been in place off the 2022 lows. You also have the 200-day moving average, which we don't use as support. It shouldn't be considered support, right? But it's shown here in blue, breaking below there for the first time since early 23. Also, most important level on this chart for me, right here.
Okay.
So you have the
Could you also say, I see what you're saying here, but could you also say any low of any of these new candles today or yesterday, or I guess it would be today now, any low is your support or is your exit, right? Buy it, and then any new low, you're out.
okay.
Because this could be, this could be an oopsie, you know?
Could be an oopsie. So here's how you play that. You let it be an oopsie first. Here's the problem. Right now, it's a double top. It is a valid double top. Okay. Completing right here, getting confirmation and follow through today. Yesterday, we completed a double top on the break below the April low. You also, the market is reminding us just how important that level is. Also, the pivot high from last September. Right. So below, that pattern has broken down now. Spencer makes a good point. Look, it's a strong stock. Can we bet on some sort of a reversal or a failed break here? We talk about failed tops all the time. Tops are more likely to fail than complete in bull markets. I want to see this stay out of oversold territory, which it is right now. We're at 30.12, so just barely. But you don't need to buy it here, Spencer, right? You're saying
Yeah,
buy
that's true.
with a tight stop. No. Buy it on strength back above 68 with a tight stop just below 68, right? So you would wait for some sort of a reversal. Here's exactly how you would do this. And I like where your head is at. We got to see it first. You would get in on, sorry, strength like this. Boom. Back above this level. And then you would set your stop at either the closing low here or the intraday low from today, right? So that allows you to keep it super tight and then get in on strength. If you want it to be even, tighter, get in on strength here, right? As this gap starts to fill around 70, or if you want to be more conservative, and then you could set the stop here at these lows from
Yeah.
here, right? So you have all these different ways that you can manage your risk. But the more important part about this kind of setup is that you want to enter on strength, not weakness or something like this, because this is now a top, not a failed top, right? We got to be back above 69 for a failed top.
Okay. I hope whoever asked for that has more patience than I might have. Okay. Let's go to Palo Alto Networks for Viper in the chat.
I love it. I'm long. This is one of my cyber vehicles, along with CrowdStrike and Zscaler. This is also a secular leader. Let's just show why we're long Palo Alto, why we love it. I mean, what's not to love? Zoom out on this bad boy. Woo! This is a forever leader, right? Particularly off the 2017 lows. Really good stuff. That's Palo Alto relative to the S&P 500. Now, how do we get involved in something like this? This is really the level right here. Right? We just absolutely collapsed on this one back in February, gapped lower by almost 29% in a single day. Took a little while to bottom out from that and get some basing in, right? But now it looks like that work is out of the way and the primary uptrend is just about ready to reassert itself here. Primary uptrend shown by the blue upward sloping 200-day moving average. I think that's it. 325. You get involved right there. You get confirmation at about 380 once you get a new all-time high. And then if you're looking for price target, we've been fibbing out this base. I think a longer-term target, 472 makes sense, right? You like it, Spencer?
I
Really?
do. I mean, I own this via, one of the cyber ETFs, and then someone in our chat says they bought that gap down. So good for you.
Great.
So fun, Mario. Good for you.
That is one way to do it for sure. Listen, I know some other people who bought this gap also. You had a really clear level here, right? Around in the lower 260s. So I like that. You also had the 161.8% fib.
All right, what about NXT Nextracker? This is the new one. This is for Nils. Um, not a ton of history to go off of here, but this is the like I said, it's a solar play.
This is solar.
Yeah, they do like
Doesn't look like solar.
Well, they do like manufacturing, like their customers are solar companies. They're not solar company, their customers are, right?
Kind of sloppy, but look, I don't love the gappiness here and the chop, but here's the point. At least there's an upward bias in this action. So what do I see here? Higher lows, right? Since the IPO last year, and higher highs. Slow and steady, right? So do we see another higher high here? Well, trends tend to persist. So we want to lean in that direction. I think you get long a breakout above 61-ish or already above any VWAP, right? This looks good. Above 61, it's hard. Listen, it's hard to come up with a price target when you're at, you got blue skies and new all-time highs like this, but you just fib out this little consolidation here. So 773, 74. Looks good.
Cool. Yeah, that looks all right. It's like we've done too much tech today. Let's go away from tech. Let's look at.
Hey, don't throw out your tech stocks, people. Tech is back. Tech is back. Look out.
Look out for this. Is this TRGP? Is this an oil and gas? Is this an AI play too? It's oil and gas, but maybe it's oil and gas for AI. It looks like it. TT, sorry.
What?
Tango. Tango, Romeo,
oil and gas then.
Golf,
Yeah.
Papa.
Yep.
Me and my NATO alphabet. Still got it.
They were just talking about this one on the TV. Targa Resources probably pays a nice yield. Now only 2%. All right. It's a big old base. It's a monster base. Where do we get involved is the question. I think you just drill in here. Right? Trend is up. See the 200-day moving average here. You had a nice little coil here. Look, energy stocks have been under pressure. Most energy stocks, they don't look like this right now. Right? They look like this. Here's large cap energy sector spider XLE. Straight lower since early April. Right? That's what most energy stocks have been doing. So this relative strength really stands out here. I think you could treat this as a nice little consolidation pattern breakout where you're long against the upper bounds here, call it 118, and you would measure it based on the what we call a flagpole that led into it, right? So you'd measure out this flagpole. That would look like this. And then you tack that on to the upper bounds. So we rallied about 37 points here, 45%. $37 points higher gets us 155. That's how I would do that. Because we're climbing up the right-hand side of this monster base. So again, this is another one of those where it's like, all right, let's just find a clean level and a responsible way to play this. So you just measure that flagpole out, boom. This is a nice little, call it a flag, really. And now it's go time. Getting a pretty decisive breakout here just over the past 2 days. I want to see an overbought momentum reading for confirmation. Let's get RSI up here. All right. Probably coming.
So much tech in the chat. Let's do like one or two more and then we'll hop. Let's look at, man, let's look at Shopify.
Shopify looks great. This is a gap filler.
Fairly.
This is a gap filler.
I don't know.
Listen, I've been eyeing this thing. Look, what a mess here. What a mess. Let me clean this up. DraftKings looks similar, guys. So these were short-term tops. DraftKings, same way, right? Nice little top here. This broke. Now, again, it's short-term. You can argue that the primary trend is still higher despite this. I would say it's probably sideways, right, for now. Let's see. Bulls and Bears are going to have to fight this one out. But this is what I like. We're re-entering this little zone right here, right? I like this for a trade. Listen, I'm long. I got this one in the IRA. But so I like it long term. I also like it just for, I don't know, 5 points higher from here. YOLO this with some calls or something. If you want it longer term, you can get confirmation, turn it into a longer term setup above this level, right? But I think this nice little, basing action that we've seen just over the past, month and change here, I think this is ready to break out, fill this little gap from that earnings miss back in May. That's the way I like it, right? Then you can zoom out and say, oh, wow, look, we have an even bigger level here, right? I would say for a trade, you take profits at this 69.70 level, right? But if I'm longer term on this, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, ooh, okay, above 70, I get confirmation. This top is coming undone, right? And maybe the primary trend is reasserting itself. At that point, we have a 200-day moving average that looks a lot less flat and is, curling higher, right?
I like it. Let's do one more for SoFlo. Look at Carnival Cruise Line, CCL.
Spencer, you're the resident cruise analyst. Don't you? What are the strong ones? Royal.
There's only 3. Actually, no, now there's 4.
Oh, Viking. I told you about Viking.
Yeah, there's 4 now. What is it? VKNG? Is that it?
Yeah. Okay. It's new. I was excited.
Oh, VIK? My bad. Yep.
Wow, Viking. Really just cruising out the gates here.
Yeah, we've gone from 29 to 31. Whoop-de-doo. But anyway.
All right. So here's the problem with Carnival. The more I zoom out, the worse it gets.
That's true for all of these. Actually, no, that's not true for Royal.
It's like, where do you stop here? All right. So let's just look at the most recent disaster as this one steadily falls towards the x-axis of my chart. Listen, we're dancing around the 38% here. This is so sloppy. Look at this 200-day. It's up, it's sideways, it's up, it's down. If I find myself like drawing triangles or trend lines too much on a chart, I probably just I'm best off just moving on to the next chart. I like horizontal boundaries. All right, so this one's kind of strange. I think we might get something from a VWAP here. Yeah, all right. 15, 16. 15, 16. I guess. I guess that's a level.
All right. It's not
you can also
the strongest conviction.
No conviction. You could draw a trend line there. I wouldn't. Got to be above 15. You got to be above the 38% here. Below there, like if you really want to hold this thing, pivot lows down here have to be defended. That's your last line of support, right? If these April pivots go around 14, then I think we're heading back towards the lower bounds.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Or that reversal.
Or the last.
This was a nice reversal pattern, right? But it really starts to come undone in a big way if we're below that 14 level. Sorry, go ahead.
Someone who knows more about cruises can maybe elaborate why Royal Caribbean looks so good and Norwegian and Carnival look so bad. But that's
so here. No, look, we do this on this show. This is a better option. You're in the camp for a cruise line. You're in the market for a cruise. Look at this. I mean, this is great. Nothing but good things to say about Royal Caribbean. Buy this breakout all day. Fantastic. Carnival does not look like this.
No, they do not. I haven't been on a cruise in 8 years. But it was Royal Caribbean. I've only ever been on Royal Caribbean.
I kind of want to go on. I haven't been on one since I was in high school.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I
mean, we could get a quick one from Miami, do one of those like Caribbean ones for like 3 days.
You could do a weekender, no doubt. For me, it's a little harder, but yeah. Shit, Curtis, you gotta get her earlier, man. If you want to get a request in, what can I say? We'll be back on Thursday. If you didn't get your chart looked at, that's okay. You can try again. We'll be right back here, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Straza will be joined by Patrick Dunawilla on Thursday. I promise. Or we can you're stuck with me either way. But that's what I got. So email us your request if you want to get in ahead of media.com. Otherwise, we'll see you in chat. And that's what we have. What I got is not what I have, Steve.
Join us tomorrow morning show right here, 8:30 Eastern time, baby.
Right.
All right.